on, everybody? It's your boy aRaeSs, and I wanted to bring you guys another tips and tricks video for today. Now, I shot this video about 2 weeks ago, but I was using my SteelSeries mic, and to be honest, I wanted all my videos and all my quality of anything that I put out, I always wanted to be at least higher than my standards that I would put out. So now that I have this nice quality mic, I will be able to shoot videos and do very actually good audio quality when it comes to commentating over, a gameplay, or maybe when it comes to going over a tip, strategy, jump, whatever the case may be. But without further ado, here's my next tips, tricks video, and it's going to be on a couple different maps, but I hope you guys enjoy the video. And like always, guys, if you did enjoy what you watched, please go ahead and give that like button a click. If you didn't really like it the first time, go ahead and watch it again, give it another try. But as always, everybody, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and give that button a clickety-clack, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, everybody, so the first thing that I really wanted to go over and try to explain how to do is going to be the Superslide. Now, I've seen a couple tutorials on YouTube how to do this, but I felt like it wasn't done correctly. They didn't explain the controller settings, they didn't really go in depth of where you should do it and everything like that. Now, this jump is, it really truly comes down to just getting that feeling, getting in the groove of being able to do it. But the first thing that I want to go over, and I haven't seen any good tutorial on YouTube do this yet. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go all the way down to maintain sprint. You're going to want to turn that off. Typically, it's on. I believe on default, it's left on. You're going to want to go ahead and turn that off. Now, that hasn't changed my gameplay any at all. It shouldn't affect yours in any way to make it so, it disables you from doing something and you dying because of it. So what maintain sprint does is maintain speed during thruster pack, clamber, and reload if L is being held forward. So it's really not that big of a deal not to have it. But nonetheless, this is the jump that I want to show you guys how to do. It's not really a jump more than it is a slide, but it is extremely versatile. It's extremely helpful in-game, especially at the break of the game if you're trying to get across for sniper or whatever the case may be. So, once you've gotten your settings correct, and by what I mean by that is, once you have the maintain sprint on, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sprint all the way to the ramp, and when you're sprinting, you're going to want to start thrusting. And the two main things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to thrust, and you're also going to want to crouch, which is intentionally sliding. So, you're going to want to thrust right about there at the beginning of the ramp, like a little bit before you get to the actual edge of the ramp. And then I instantly hit and hold slide, or hold crouch. So what I'm doing is, as soon as I'm doing that, I'm holding down the crouch button, which is slide. And what it does is, it does this weird little thing where it throws you to the ground. And as soon as you get to, like, the edge of the ramp, right here, you're going to want to start tapping A. And the reason that you're going to want to start tapping A is because eventually you hit a brick wall almost. You hit an invisible wall, but what you do is, when you jump, it's literally going to throw you across the map. And then aRaeSs just for good measure. Sometimes you don't have to, but aRaeSs for good measure. That way I can clamber up here. It did take me a lot of practice to be able to sit here and be able to do this consecutively over and over again. But I will tell you, once you get the hang of it, you can do it both ways. It's literally the exact same thing on each ramp. You could do it on multiple maps, things like that, but it's definitely a really easy way and a good way to get yourself across the map. If you need to either help a teammate get control of the sniper, or if you're even trying to flank them behind for at the beginning of the game when you're trying to get control of the OS. Now, one of the things that I wanted to go over with you is a couple jumps that me and my buddy Darian found on our own. We were just fooling around, seeing if we could use the maintain sprint, using that off, see if we could use that to our advantage in any other way on other maps. So I found this out, and just out of curiosity, because considering the fact that some of these parts of the maps are kind of like ramps. But anyways, so the one jump that I want to go over with you today is going to be this one, and it's actually really easy to do. Once you get the hang of it, it is extremely beneficial to use. So one of the ways the main way that I want to show you how to do this is, you're going to want to sprint the whole time, like always. And then if you see this little strip of whatever it is, you're going to want to aim your Spartan into it, basically. And then what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to keep sprinting. And then once you get to the front of the wall, you're going to want to thrust. And then what it's going to do, it's going to carry you up the wall. And what it does is it literally just launches you like a launch pad up to the top of the carbine, or storm rifle, whatever you want to call it. Now, another really easy jump that is going to be extremely helpful to you is going to be that jump. I don't really know what to call it, but I like to call it a short jump. It's extremely helpful to be able to do. It's fairly easy to do. Once you get the hang of it, you should be able to do it quite often. You can either clamber or you can choose not to clamber. Now, the way you're going to go about doing this is you're going to want to sprint at the wall, and then if you see how it kind of like divs in almost to a point where you're going to want to jump, and jump before you get to the wall and crouch, so you slide up the wall a little bit. You're going to want to look over to your right or left if you're on the other side, and then you're going to want to tap A to clamber. That wall gives you that extra little bit of boost just so that way you could get up to the catwalk, and that way you can jump up onto the blue or red connector. And yet again, it's just one of those things where it's going to make it a lot easier to get from point A to point B to either A, help out your team, or to cut off an enemy opponent. Now, this next jump is actually one of those jumps that we found on accident. After we found those other jumps on accident, we found this jump. We were like, well, if you could do it on that side, I wonder if there's a way to do it to get to top fuel rod. As you guys know, top fuel rod is always a highly populated area when it comes to Slayer, regardless. You know, there's always people up there. There's always people fighting. Now, we're just wondering if there was another way to get up there that might be a little bit different, sneaky way. Maybe you catch opponents off guard, or maybe your teammates need help and you need to shoot somebody on the opposite side, like on one of the DMRs. But nonetheless, this is the jump. You're just going to run, thrust up the wall, and then you're going to clamber once you get up top. I actually found it extremely useful. A couple times I've caught a lot of people off guard, and it is actually a really fun jump to do once you get the hang of it. But like I was stating earlier, it's a pretty easy jump, and it's pretty straightforward. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sprint all the way to the wall, and then once you get to right about here is where you're going to want to start thrusting. You're not letting go of forward, and you're not letting go. As soon as you hit sprint, you're going to thrust up this wall, and it just carries you up kind of like, you know, a man cannon would in a sense. And once you get to the peak, you kind of start like floating and teetering off. That's where you're going to need to start tapping A to clamber as much as you can. And then as soon as you tap A, you should clamber if you've done it right, and then you're going to be up here. I've caught a lot of people off guard this way, and it's been pretty beneficial to me so far. But that's it for today's tips and tricks video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tips and tricks video. I hope you could take a lot out of it. I know some of these you don't necessarily see every day, and some of them you do see a little bit. But if you guys did, nonetheless, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can see some more of my tips and tricks videos. I have a whole bunch more. I actually pre-recorded way too many for this video, so I'm going to make another video that really does cover the slide jumps and the whole 9 yards and everything like that. But with that being said, hope everybody enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.